Hello, this is Nadine Roux from WDEE-TV. Headline News, coming to you from WDEE-TV studios in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Our top headline stories today comes from Ypsilanti Courier with no writer byline given. School officials are reporting that 4 schools in Ypsilanti area are closed today due to the power outage. Forest School, Erickson, Elementary, Washtenaw, International Middle Academy, and Washtenaw International High School are closed, all according to Emma Jackson from Washtenaw Intermediate School District. The DTE power outage map shows up to 1,500 households are affected south of Michigan Ave and east of South Huron Street. Another 1,500 customers are without power south of I-94 and north of Grove Road. The Ann Arbor News is reporting a power outage was caused by an apartment complex fire in the 140th block of Russell Court. More on the story can be found on the local news feed link on your website, WDEE-TV.com. Coming up next, Saline homeowners are upset by the potential development in their backyards.
At Morgan Taylor, buy 2 suits, get a 3rd suit free. Morgan Taylor is located at 133 West Michigan Avenue in Ypsilanti. Clothing and accessories for men, women, and children at Morgan Taylor. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call 734-221-0296. Ask about layaways and in-store financing. At Morgan Taylor, buy 2 suits, get a 3rd suit free.
Welcome back. This is Tony Dixon for WDEE-TV Headline News, coming to you from the WDEE-TV studios in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Our next headline story today comes from Austin Smith of the Saline Reporter. Homeowners in a neighborhood near Monroe and Henry Streets in Saline are at odds with a city plan to sell and develop an open lot that abuts a series of 4 homes on Mark Hanna Court. Council members on Monday night took in 2 presentations, each proposing a small number of ranch-style homes that would be built on a thin strip of city-owned land extending east from Monroe just north of Peoples Park. Each developer estimated that the homes would be worth between $200,000 and $300,000. Homeowners say they were never informed of the city's plan, even though they had inquired about purchasing the lots themselves. We were told that it was a parkland and would never be developed, and they couldn't sell it to us. Obviously, that's not the case, said Laura Gerbach, one of the homeowners along Mark Hanna Court. She said one of the main selling points was that the lot backed into open green space, but now they would be looking into someone's backyard. Quote, was there ever any discussions as to contacting us or how this was going to impact us? Gail Drew said on Monday, unquote. In the first proposal, one of the homes has a driveway that will be within 10 feet of my backyard. She continues, I don't want it there. I'm really disappointed in the way this was handled. Mayor Brian Morrill apologized at the meeting, telling the homeowners that they had been told misinformation about potentially buying the 4 lots. Quote, I regret that you were told misinformation over a number of years, Morrill said. He also reiterated that they weren't making any formal decision and that the issue would be returning to the Planning Commission's next meeting at 7 p.m. on December 10th. More on the story can be found on the local news feeds link on our website. When we return, Cross Street Books in Ypsilanti will be closing as a result of a court order.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the Wolverine Grill, located at 228 West Michigan Avenue, Ypsilanti, Michigan. Check us out on the internet at thewolverinegrill.com.
At Morgan Taylor, buy 2 suits, get a 3rd suit free. Morgan Taylor is located at 133 West Michigan Avenue in Ypsilanti. Clothing and accessories for men, women, and children at Morgan Taylor. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call 734-221-0296. Ask about layaways and in-store financing. At Morgan Taylor, buy 2 suits, get a 3rd suit free.
Welcome back. This is Tony Dixon for WDEE-TV Headline News, coming to you once more from the WDEE-TV studios in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Our next headline news story comes from the Ann Arbor News and Matt Durr. Numerous fire code violations are behind the decision to close the Cross Street bookstore. In a press release issued Tuesday morning, Ypsilanti Fire Chief Max Antoine said the business has been closed since April because of the violations and was the result of a court order. He continues, in January of 2014, the fire department provided a plan of action to the business owner outlining the steps necessary to become compliant with the fire and safety codes. No significant progress was made and the matter went before a judge. The business owner and the court came to agreement that the store would be closed if the violations were not corrected within 3 months. When the violations were not corrected in the 3-month span, the owner of the store, Sheridan Settler, was court ordered to close the business. He continues, since that time, the owner has not met the requirements for compliance, and as a result, the store has remained closed to the public. Over the past few years, the store has received several citations for fire code violations, according to Arthur, and it was increasingly difficult to do inspections on the building. Quote, the amount of books stored on the main floor and the basement made it impossible to conduct a live fire safety inspection, and the means of the egress was obstructed, the chief said. A notice placed on the front door of the building dated September 18th said the building was unfit for occupancy. This building is declared unlawful and or unfit for human occupancy or use. It is unlawful for any person to use or occupy this portion of the building after September 17, 2014, the notice reads. Settler has declined to comment on the closing, and the building owner, Michelle Roman, could not be reached for comment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Hikes Decorated Apparel, located at 133 West Michigan Avenue, Ypsilanti, Michigan. Check us out on the internet at hike.com.
Welcome back. This is Tony Dixon for WDEE-TV Headline News, coming to you from the WDEE-TV studios in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Our final headline story for today comes from the Eastern Echo and writer Al Willman. The Eastern Michigan's men's basketball team's 89-77 win over Oakland University Monday night at the Convocation Center was the second win by the Eagles in as many years over the Grizzlies. Eastern's 89 points is also the most since Rob Murphy was hired as coach in 2011. Quote, they just outplayed us. Oakland coach Greg Camp said, they out-hustled us, played harder, out-coached us. They out-everythinged us, unquote. He added, you, the media, were watching it. Tell me that's not true. Tell me they didn't play harder than we did. Tell me we cared. We didn't care, unquote. Murphy said the Oakland team that came to play was a talented one, and he didn't want his team to get ahead of itself. Quote, this team we beat here is a very good mid-major team from top to bottom, and they're well coached, he said. You take this win in stride and you don't get ahead of yourself. You just keep working. We're happy with where we are right now. Ray Lee was the leading scorer for the Eagles, whose record is 2-0. He had 24 points on 7 of 13 shooting, including 3 of 6 from the three-point range. Carrington Wood added 22 points and 12 rebounds, his first double-double of the season. More on the story can be found on the local news feeds link on our website, WDEE-TV.com. And now for WDEE-TV Headline News. This has been Tony Dixon saying don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our Headline News on our YouTube channel. All social media links are WDEE-TV.com. Thanks for watching.
Bye.